What's up, Perry County? I just wanted to let y'all know that we have our first merch drop, and it is going to be gone by the end of the year. No later than January 1st will our merch be available to anybody and everybody.
It is super comfortable, super affordable, and it is worth your time. And just go check it out. The link is in the description.
And that is all we had to say.
Enjoy this episode. Before today's episode starts, I want to tell you about our sponsor. Thank you so much, Village Pizza. Village Pizza is the home of pizza in Perry County. They have a wide variety of toppings, desserts, and other high-quality items on their menu. They offer the highest of quality when it comes to dining in all of Perry County. Village is an excellent option if you're looking for an affordable meal, good employees, and a great environment. And if you want to throw a party, what better way to cater it than with a guaranteed W party food? Its staff is always hard at work providing you homemade ingredients all mixed into a perfect circle cut into triangles. Their pizzas are more than good. They are great. And if you're looking for a good job, Village Pizza is always looking for helping hands in the kitchen and up front. So go pick you up an application and start your journey as the pizza man you always dreamed of being. They are located at 853 Squirrel Hollow Drive in Linden, Tennessee. So go get you some Village Pizza and kick back and enjoy this episode of the Perry County Podcast. What's up, Perry County? Welcome back to the Perry County Podcast, Perry County's #1 podcast. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Also, keep in mind, through the month of December, we are doing our Christmas giveaway, and all you have to do is make a TikTok watching one of our episodes in your own weird and wacky way, and use the hashtag Perry County Podcast Christmas Giveaway. The video that is the most creative and or gets the most likes will win a $50 Visa gift card. The winner will be announced on our Christmas special, which will air on Christmas Day. Also, go cop some Founder merch as its availability is running short and it will be gone by the new year. The link is in the description for that. So today we just ain't got Trenton, so Tristan the priest.
I mean, another T on the set.
You know.
I mean,
another.
We can work with it.
Yeah. I mean, Tristan, first guest on our first episode.
Yeah.
And he is back. Hey,
how's it feel? How's it feel to be back?
Feels great. I've been missing it.
You like the set? You like what we've done with it?
It's looking a lot different than
yeah, man.
previously.
Welcome to the Christmas season. It's the ho-ho holidays.
I like the Village Pizza and the Cardboard Cab the most.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and Cardboard Kev has got a hoodie on. He's a bit cold. You know, it's Christmas time and such. So
I know that hoodie very well.
Yeah, that is the boxing hoodie.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode's guest is a man that does it all. He is a man you know and love, the man you always see in the top-notch home improvement truck in town. And without further ado, we have Trent Roberts. What's up, man?
How you doing?
I appreciate you boys letting me be on your show. I've been watching y'all a lot from my phone.
So how you doing today, Trent?
Doing good. Looking real forward to talking to you boys. I like the way you talk, boy.
Oh, thank you. I've been working on it.
Man, that was good. I like the without further ado, you got to put a little pizzazz in it, you know.
You know, I'm not the Trent Roberts.
Without further ado, you got to, you know.
You just got to grasp.
Got to feel it, man.
Got to razz up with it. So where'd you learn to do that voice?
TikTok. That's where I learn all the cool stuff. You know.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, you're a big TikToker now, ain't you? With your TNT top
Oh
notch
yeah,
tips.
man. I got like 1,014 followers, I think.
That
of course,
good?
that was 5 minutes ago, so it's liable to be like 10,000.
Oh yeah, that's probably gross.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, she's like ding, 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 ding. I had to mute my phone because I needed to be going off like crazy. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our
man.
pleasure, man.
Super excited to be here, man.
Yeah,
Super hopped up.
Yeah, always, you know me.
We in the Christmas spirit over here. I mean, our set's just
Yeah, man.
fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Super
I've actually,
Christmassy.
I got a outfit picked out for our Christmas special.
Okay.
For our Christmas special, it's just gonna be me, Trenton, and Andrew, and that's about all the details I'm gonna give out. It's gonna be a shorter episode because it will drop on Christmas Day. You know, it's just like it's gonna be a good one.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be a good one.
Sounds good.
Speaking of good ones, you are one of the good ones / greats, I'd say, in Perry County. I mean, everybody knows you, and if not, they've seen your truck.
They've at least seen the big red top notch truck. Yeah,
Because I feel like for a year before I actually met you, I was like, "Oh, there's that top notch guy. There he is."
back and forth. Look, kids, Big Ben.
Either
Follow
next
me.
to me at Sonic or flying by me on the highway heading home or going to work.
What's the story on the truck? How'd you get that truck?
Well, I moved here. I moved to Perry County in 2019, and about 2 weeks after I moved here, the silver Dodge that I had, the rear end tore out of it. So I needed something, and caught my eye. Drove down to Gainesville, Georgia, and picked her up. Slapped top notch down the side, and the rest is history.
So speaking of history, man, give me a background on yourself. Like, where did you grow up?
Oh, Lexington, Tennessee. That's where I'm from. Born and raised. Spent a couple of years out in California. My second grade year, my 8th grade year, out in San Lorenzo. So if there's anybody from San Lorenzo, California, happens to be watching this, yeah. So yeah, from Lexington. Moved here, like I said, 2019, and man, this place has just become home. I love it. Started going to New Life Christian Church. That's where I've met all you guys from, and it was great. I know I was driving by because when I first moved here in 2019, I was still driving back to Lexington to go to church, and I had went to the landfill of all places, which is beautiful, by the way. Let me just say, if you've never been to the Perry County landfill, you need to check it out because, like, it's up on top of this mountain to me, and I'm like, I remember the first time I drove up there, I looked out and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, this is the landfill? Like, this is beautiful view from up here. You see all the rolling hills, it's great. So, but when I was leaving the landfill that day, I come down 13 and saw this church had built this massive redneck water slide with all the black plastic and hay bales down at the bottom, and I was like, you know, that looks like my kind of people right there. That's like something I would do. So came that Sunday, guess it was the end of Vacation Bible School, and been there ever since. So
Did you show up on the Sunday where you got to go down the slip?
no, man, I missed the slide altogether.
Oh, dang.
Missed it.
Daggum.
Dagnabbit.
That's trash, man.
That slide.
Is that enough history? Is that all you needed to know?
Well, I was going to ask you, on your childhood, how was it? Like, how was your childhood? What was it like growing up as Trent Roberts?
Let's pause this video. No, I'm kidding. Oh, man, as a kid, wow. I need to be careful here because I don't know who else is going to be watching this. I stayed in trouble a lot. Let me just keep it on my side. I stayed in quite a bit of trouble, if you can imagine that.
Yeah, that's every kid. I mean, every kid does. Every kid does.
Nothing bad. Like, I wasn't destructive or anything. Just, I was probably a pain in the butt for a lot of teachers. I know there was a couple of years in particular that I didn't quite make the grade to get to the next grade, but they give me a few points to please get this kid out of here. Let somebody else deal with him. But no, man, it wasn't until probably my junior year that somebody encouraged me to just apply myself. To like, I didn't understand what that meant, and I'd always just kind of skim through school and I just didn't like school. I'd have rather went to work digging a ditch in 5th grade if I could have had.
I understand
But
that.
Yeah.
that's somebody that just really encouraged me. Said, why don't you just apply yourself? Just do the work, And I did, and man, just my junior and senior year was great. And then I wish I would kind of done better through the rest of it. But it got me to where I'm at now. So,
You played any sports in high school?
do I look like I played sports, man? No.
I mean,
I was in the band.
Anybody could.
I was in the band.
What'd you play?
I was a band manager.
Oh, you were the manager.
shoot.
Yeah.
So you
I
played
just-
everybody else.
No, I just moved equipment around.
No, dang.
And I was actually I got to join the band when I was in the 5th grade, play drums, and the deal was I had to keep my grades up. So, with what I just told you, that lasted about till my first report card came out, and then.
Yeah, but I mean, it still looks like you're kicking the drums. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I've seen you play it.
yeah. It all
Yeah.
came around one way or another.
You used to be in a band, didn't you?
Yeah, a few different ones, several Christian bands with
Yeah.
some great folks, and yeah.
So,
Singer, talented drummer. What can you not do?
well, I mean, Top Notch does it all.
I can't play the fiddle as far as I know. I've never tried that, but I don't think I can. No, I can't play guitar. Like I can play keyboard, bass, and drums, but a lot of people say, "Well, man, if you can play the bass, surely you can play the guitar." But that is not the same thing. Let me tell you, it's not the same. I can do one string at a time. You start putting all that stuff together, and I don't know.
Oh, I can't either. I can play Smoke on the Water. And that's about as far as my guitar expertise go,
Gotcha.
because they're just not expertise at all.
Good stuff.
I do love music, though. I love to sing a lot. That's what I do a lot of times. If you've seen any of my videos that I've posted, obviously y'all have. Me and Brittany was talking about this today. My new wife, by the way. Tip my hat to her. Love you, baby. Sorry, ladies.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we were talking about that today, that I do like to sing a lot whenever I'm working on somebody's house. And because I was listening to this guy on TikTok, and I said, man, if we build a house, we need to build us a room that sounds like this guy's living room does. I'd be singing all the time. And I like when I'm working in somebody's house and you end up in a bathroom or a closet or something, and I get to humming or sing a little bit. It's like, oh man, this sounds good. I need to record something in here. So I enjoy doing that. And singing something you can do anywhere. It isn't like, I didn't bring my drums with me today, so I can't play anything. Just
Dang,
sing.
I don't have my drums in this bathroom I'm working on. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So how in the world did you end up here? 'Cause, I mean, you lived in Lexington, right? And then you said went to California and stayed there for a little while. How did you end up in Perry County, Tennessee?
Man, that's a heck of a question to ask at this point in time. But I'll tell you, I mean, it is what it is. I'd done some work on a house down here back in 2012. And in 2019, the people made me a deal on the house. So you just couldn't pass it up.
Was it the same people that you worked on the house for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, how about that?
How about that? So
And
I
ever
took the
since
deal,
then,
and here I am.
Just been history. Now you're
Yeah.
just kicking it around here, and you're more booked up now than.
Yeah. For a couple of years, man, I was afraid to pull the trigger on trying to work in Perry County. I just didn't know there'd be a whole lot of work to keep me busy here, and I had I guess it was a lot of security of just all the work that I had lined up in
Yeah.
Lexington, Jackson, all around there. So,
Yeah.
but what finally got me is I passed up on a job that was like 4 miles from my house, and I had talked to people a few times about doing the work, and I just couldn't break away from what all I had going on, further away. And somebody else got the job, and I passed by them every day for 3 or 4 months, thinking, man, I could have been there working all this time 4 miles from home instead of, 5-hour round trip that I was driving. So finally came here, and I don't take on anything outside of Perry County anymore. So,
Really?
Yeah.
No outside jobs.
Nothing else.
And you're
And-
still, you're completely booked up still.
Yeah, I'm pretty swamped.
Yeah.
Pretty swamped.
Well,
At
there's
any point do you just want to pull off the top-notch home improvement decals off your truck?
I know, it looks cool on the truck. I would never do that.
looks cool on the truck.
Not till I retire or if I sell it.
That's not the first top-notch truck.
There's
that's not the original.
There's been several. The first one was a 01 F-150 that I had. I just got those magnet signs to slap on the door. So,
Really?
Hey, I'll give you a little bit of history about Top Notch because a lot of folks don't know this. But the way that I got the name, I was actually working for a guy. Well, I'll just take it back this far. I was working at Volvo Penta in Lexington, building boat engines. And I did that for about 8 years. If you can imagine me being in the same building every day for 8 years, that was a lot. But anyway, I did that, and man, I just kept praying for a way out. Wanted to do something else, and ended up with an opportunity to go to work for a guy installing cabinets and countertops. And so we did that. It was in 2007, summer 2007, and then in 2008, first part of that. Were any of y'all born in 2008?
Yeah, I was
I
already
was
alive.
05.
Five.
I was
See,
04.
Y'all were little then, right?
Little.
What about you? I was 7 pushing it. Man, I'm getting old.
They still in diapers.
Oh my Lord, I'm getting old. But anyway, yeah. So when you were a wee little tot,
Just a
in
wee little
08,
lad.
the economy took a dump first part of the year, and man, there just wasn't any of the cabinets, countertop stuff selling. So the guy told me, he said, man, if you can do something this week, make a little money. I hate that we're in this position, but I ended up getting a roof repair to do with my dad. 'Cause my dad was a roofing contractor all while I was growing up, and we were eating breakfast like that next morning, and a guy stopped my dad and he said, "Hey, do you do?" I thought he said carpet work. I thought he said, "Hey, do you do carpet work?" My dad said, "No, but my son does." And my dad just walks on out the door and leaves me standing there with this guy like, I don't know how to do carpet, and but it was carpentry work, is what he said, and he wanted a 12 by 12 screened-in porch built, and so I went out, took a look at it, and sketched them up, 3D picture of what it was going to look like, and I think they signed a contract on the job that week, and I was just calling it Trent Roberts Construction. I didn't know,
Yeah.
nothing cool like top notch. And so doing that job, whenever I got done, the lady came out and she said, "Honey, that sure is a top notch job you did there." And I was like, "Man, I like the way that sounds." So that's where it came from. Yep. That wasn't just out of thin air. That was, and for the longest time, I'd see that lady out and about, and she'd say, "I'm the one that come up with the name for that." So she should do.
It's still shh. I mean, it is very catchy, and the truck sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, bright red, and then you can't help but read it every time. I mean, I know what it says, but I still look at it.
Every time.
Oh, top
Yeah, I
notch.
tell people mainly I put my name on the truck, so whenever I come out of Walmart, it's easy to find.
Yeah, it's real easy to find.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
That's a serious problem for me. You know how much I'll be losing my truck?
See, that's why I
What you
like.
need to do, put your name on the tailgate.
I like that mine is it's
Oh,
very
yeah, you don't have any
recognizable.
trouble seeing yours. do you?
And plus, it kind of like you look in a parking lot. Oh, my truck's all the way down there. Okay. Instead of like, where's the car at? And then there's parked behind a big truck. No, I am the big truck. But now, if you park in front of me, I'm probably going to go, where's my truck?
Yeah, that's true.
Got that
Yeah.
huge
Probably a little taller
Tundra.
than Yeah, the funny thing is, man, when I went to get that truck, I saw it on Facebook, and it was just sharp, man. It was a sharp truck. And so I drove like 6.5 hours down there, sight unseen, to get this truck. And oh my gosh, pulled up at this place. Is like one of these Texas trucks where they've got, a lot of wore out stuff there. But
Yeah.
anyway, I pulled in the parking lot, and it was like 9 o'clock at night, and I could see this red truck towering over everything else. And I was like, surely that's not the Tundra, because I'd never even really paid attention to what the Tundras looked like or how
Yeah,
big they were.
I
I
didn't
just saw
know
this little
either.
truck, and sure enough, that thing's huge. Like I've had Dodge 2500 4-door and F250, crew cab and all that. Man, that Tundra's got more room in it than anything. Sorry, I'm not sponsored by Tundra or anything. Well, not yet. But if you're looking to make a deal. If any of the Toyota Tundra executives are watching this, give me a call. Name's on the truck.
Name is literally
Name and number is on the
Yeah,
truck.
it really is.
All you could ever need.
And he has
When I hit 300,000 miles on it, I did stop and do a video, and I posted that on the Tundra website. But
On that truck.
yeah,
he's
it's got like 314,000 miles on it.
Dang,
yeah.
Still running like a champ, though.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I've been
That's like
warned
on
that my
every
truck will start having a tick at 200,000 miles, and I'm not too far off of it.
Right.
Which maybe not. They said they got the 5.4 ticks, but hope not.
How much of a lift does that thing have?
It's enough that I can't see over in the bed. I swore I wouldn't ever have another lifted truck, man. But I saw that when it already had the lift on it and the tire and wheel package. It was just sharp. It wouldn't have mattered what it drove like.
Now, was it that bright red when you got it? Or?
Yeah, I hadn't done anything to it except put top notch on it. Yeah. That's it.
Dang.
Excellent. So what about that back glass? That whole back glass rolls
Oh
down.
yeah, it rolls down, man. That's a cool feature.
I remember that night we was helping you move all your stuff into your house, and yeah, you just rolled your whole back window down and was just looking out the back, backing that trailer up.
Yeah, that's handy. I love that. It'd be hard to ever have anything else that didn't have that on.
I bet you get like the peak air flow circulation you can.
Oh yeah, like sometimes you roll your windows down in other vehicles and you get that thing. Oh man, you just crack that back glass.
I bet it could get real cold if you wanted to play freeze out in that truck.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes I was hauling trim the other day from Duncan's Ace Hardware. I'm not sponsored by them either, but man,
Duncan's
I
Ace,
should be. Yeah. Look, I'm everybody. Look, I got Schluter. Any of the tile guys out there, you know about Schluter, I'm ripping them, and Top Notch Home Improvement and Ace and everything. Let me see.
Good Lord.
I'll tell you what we're
See, my
repping.
underwear's even
whoa,
got.
whoa.
Oh no,
Maybe not. But I'll tell you what we got.
Duncan's Ace Hardware? Is that what you said?
Oh, look at him,
Hey.
twinning.
We may not
That's
have any of those, fancy things here, but we do got the number one
Pizza.
Village Pizza.
the home of pizza in Perry County. We've got the Village Pizza
Man,
sponsorship.
they got a good salad bar there too.
If I would have known
yeah.
that, I would have got. I forgot that you're a man of health, and
Me?
yeah.
Dude, I could set this on the table right there. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, last time I went out and ate with you, you was eating healthy.
Oh, that was because I was about to get married. Man,
Oh,
I've been married for 3 weeks now. That's out.
Oh, shoot.
No. I ate ice cream 3 times yesterday.
Also, congratulations on the wedding.
Oh, thank you very
It
much.
was a very beautiful wedding.
Yeah, I heard my
and
name pop up on the first podcast
We were
you
talking
did.
about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were talking about how everybody was dancing out, having a good time, and there was just Tucker Dabs. And he was just walking, and Lily was trying to have fun. He was just killing her vibe. Tucker was killing my vibe.
He was killing my vibe.
See, that's just his own way of standing out.
Yeah, it really is.
Not everybody can stand out like me.
That's not.
Man, I put on a show up in town today. Y'all missed it.
What'd you
When I
do?
went in there, I bought me a couple of shirts at Sparky and Ringo's. I guess we're just going to talk about every business in town today since it's wait, you're not going to air this today, so is it going to matter?
No.
Tell what the date is? Okay. Because today was Small Business Saturday. So we visited a few shops in town. And went to Sparky and Ringo's, got me a couple of shirts. Y'all get to see one of them at church tomorrow.
Oh.
But I'm a little colorblind. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
Really?
You're not?
No,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I forget that it's that bad sometimes, but there was this one shirt that I picked up. Man, there was a lot of ladies in there just trying to enjoy their day, trying to shop.
Hold on.
They didn't have any idea.
You say ladies?
Oh, yeah. There were some ladies just in there doing some Christmas shopping at Sparky and Ringo's today, just trying to enjoy their day, and man, they weren't ready for the Trent show. Man. But
The show
I
on
come
legs.
out, yeah, man. I come out of the fitting room, I tried this shirt on, and I was like, "Hey, baby, does this look good on me?" She was all at the front of the store, and so, yeah, they all said I should definitely buy it.
Now, was Melissa working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
you had to, right?
Oh yeah, had to. And yeah, I told him, man. I said, "Y'all have got one good-looking picture hanging in that dressing room. I'd love to buy that." But turns out it was a mirror.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah, they didn't all think it was as funny as what I hoped it would be. But then there was another shirt that I grabbed, and I said, "Is this green?" And Brittany said, "That's black."
That's
I thought it was
tough.
green. Yeah. They said it had a blue stripe on it. It looked like a little thin purple stripe. I should have brought it on here. It could have been like the whole thing where people think the dress is gold or it's blue or whatever. Should have brought. Next time I wear that shirt, and we'll let the people decide.
Don't let the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it green or is it
Is
black?
it green or is it black? We may both be wrong. It may be something else totally.
Maybe it's orange. Like, who knows?
Maybe it's The Rock Johnson.
The Rock Johnson. Yeah, that's it. I like your thing.
Maybe it's not even a color.
Not even, yeah. It's,
All right, what else you got? Have I answered all your questions so far?
No.
What else you
no,
got?
no.
All right. You want me to give you a deep one?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I'm going to give you a deep one.
All right, give me a deep one.
So, you man of good work, and obviously you got a good heart. So, what led you to find Christ?
Oh, man, I grew up in church, and I guess probably the biggest thing was me is for my dad set a real good example, just a godly example. No matter what life threw at him, he had a lot of ups and downs with stuff, a lot of things that a lot of people would have just maybe blamed God for or give up on God during those times. That my dad in my eyes, always stuck it out. I mean, he did stick it out, but to hear him tell it now, he had a pastor that he went to advice for at the time that would always tell him, Brother Miles, just hang on to God, you know. And Dad said he'd leave that pastor's house sometimes thinking, well, how's that supposed to help me, you know? But looking back now, you know, he can say that's the best advice he could ever give. And man, I've not been as fervent in that as what my dad has been. You know, I've had ups and downs and times where I let my own self get in the way, you know, and made a mess out of things and just separated me from God. But man, we talk a lot about God being the God of a second chance, but man, he's the God of another chance. And that's what I'm on now. I'm on another chance. And he's faithful, and man, the call that he put in my life a long time ago to minister is just still there, you know, and I'm seeing that more and more all the time, and involved with the youth now at New Life, and I get to host and lead community meditation,
and you get to be
awesome.
your inner child with
Yeah,
us.
man, it's good to just be able to, you know, all this rip roaring and cutting up. You know, it's not just about being funny, but sometimes that's your end. Look, you got me doing that too. Finley does this all the day. You did it today whenever we seen you. Seen you today going down the road, and I was blowing. I was in the Jeep, so I don't know if you know it was me or not. And I seen him.
I call it his lightning fingers.
Yeah, but that's an end. I think that's my end sometimes. That's my icebreaker. Fat penguin, you know.
Fat penguin.
Yeah. That's my little icebreaker. You
You
know,
ever
never
go up
use
to
that.
somebody, they're like awkward, you just say fat penguin. Bam.
Yeah,
Gone.
Instant icebreaker. But anyway, that's my end, kind of being goofy, and then having that opportunity to minister to somebody, and that's like me. Like I on my TikTok, man, you may see top-notch tips, or me singing, or just telling jokes. Like it's just a little bit of everything. But I try to do everything in a way that ultimately, you know, that God's not going to say, what do you do, man? You know, you can't be telling stuff like that or talking like that. So it's still a reminder of my ultimate goal is to be able to minister to people.
Right.
And
I will say I think you're doing a pretty good job of
Yeah,
it.
I think you're doing a fantastic job, pal. I mean,
I feel like over the past year, since I've known you, I guess it may be just because I know you, but I feel like you just like kind of popped up more. Like, I mean, I know you did, you led service at, what was it, the Baptist Church in Linden?
yeah, sure
And,
did.
You know, you
That was an awesome opportunity.
hosted the fifth quarter.
Yeah,
Awesome
that was good.
job.
That was real good.
I mean,
Enjoyed that.
one of
Got
those
to connect
clips.
with a lot of kids there that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. So
Yeah.
yeah.
it's good.
One of those clips from that night when we played that man gorilla game, whatever, is
Yeah.
actually the first thing in our new intro.
Oh, really?
That's been on our episode. It's every episode except for the first one. I say new one, but you know,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's the first clip is us all turning around
Okay.
and me going monkey man on Trenton, and then him absolutely just destroying me. I got murked, but that's besides the point. You know,
Right.
I won in the practice round, so that's what matters. Yeah, but I definitely liked when you led fifth quarter, and I got to meet Mr. Alfredo.
Okay.
No, it's
Very talented guy.
he really is. He told me about how he's from Cuba and how he moved here.
You should bring him on sometime.
I'd love to.
That'd be good. I bet he'd do it.
Really good.
Bet he would do
Me and
it.
him sat over there and talked for about 30 minutes. I mean, I walked over there before the ball game ended, and I was just over there
Okay.
talking. Because he's over there just going crazy on his keyboard.
Mm.
He
You
was-
know, I think you've had the honor of working with Trent before.
oh, yeah, I worked,
the
I
honor.
worked a day with him.
Oh, yeah.
I've had the honor of working with this man
all summer.
all summer, and it's never once was it a dull moment. Never.
Yeah, I tell you what, me and Tristan worked together all summer, and it was never a dull moment with us either.
I just want you to imagine being.
I bet our moments were less dull than y'all's.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Just imagine being able to learn what this guy knows
Oh,
and
yeah.
having fun doing it at the same time. It was crazy job.
Ain't getting paid.
Yeah, I ain't getting paid. It was a dream job. is what
You
it
should have been
was.
paying me.
Me and him
Exactly.
for babysitting.
Yeah, for babysitting.
Yeah. I'll remember that next summer.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, me and Tristan, we was working 16-hour days every day this summer together.
Oh, Lord.
And, like,
Lord,
you know, it sounds exhausting or whatever, but, I mean, this is
was
the time
so
of my
fun.
life, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we'd show up at 6:30 in the morning and not leave till 10:30 at night.
Oh, wow.
And, it sucked. It really did. I say that. But, I mean, it's all right. I had fun.
Pretty good.
I mean, I was pretty good money. I was just living in the moment.
Right.
Because, you hit 40 hours, you're in overtime. And we were just getting in overtime, like, on Tuesday and Monday.
Wednesday,
Oh,
halfway
wow.
through.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I don't really miss those days. But, like, it was just fun, I guess. It kept us out of trouble. I mean, we were literally just working, going home, passing out, waking back up, and back on the grind.
Right. I remember
I wish
those
we could have
days.
just stayed there. There was no point in going home. We were just back there 7 hours later.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
this one time we were still just we're kicking butt, taking names, man. In our hotel we were remodeling, and we were just cleaning up everything out of the hall because the downstairs was getting done or whatever. We was gonna move the project upstairs, or maybe it was vice versa. And here comes the boss. It's almost like it's ticking towards almost 11 o'clock, and me and him are still just out there working. And he shows up and he goes, "Guys, what are y'all doing? Go home." Because it was Friday, wasn't it?
I don't even know. I remember that, though.
I'm pretty sure it was a Friday, so it was like the end of the week, and we just kept working. We just
Oh,
kept doing
wow.
everything.
Killing it.
And at one point, he had to go be a lifeguard in the pool, so I was just alone in this hotel by myself, just cleaning up. And this hotel is, I swear, it's haunted. Like, you can hear people running upstairs when there's not a soul in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, probably don't tell where that's at because we don't want our listeners to be afraid to go stay there.
No, I mean, it's cool. You go with a group, man.
Unless you're into that kind of thing, haunted
Yeah.
hotels.
Yeah.
Then hit us up in the link and we'll point you in the right
If
direction.
you're interested in haunted hotels, Commodore Hotel, I hear, is a good place to have your little spooky night. If you
Oh,
have
really?
A spooky night. Yeah, I've
Haven't
heard.
heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that it's they say it's haunted or whatever, but
They say at night you don't go in the basement alone.
yeah,
You do
there's
not.
a
Oh, I didn't know they had a basement.
Yeah. I
How
mean,
about that?
it's an old building. It makes sense.
I think it might be like a wine cellar because they have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
bar there. I think it might be like their little wine cellar.
Is that place nice?
Yeah,
I've
Oh, you haven't been in there?
I've
No.
only
Oh,
been in
that's
there
real nice.
one
it's really
time,
nice.
and I was real little.
Yeah, I've been up there to see Sherry and Richard sing a couple of different times.
Now, is their restaurant any good? I've never sat down and ate in there.
Yeah, it's real good.
Like, it always smells really good.
Mhm.
It's always got Uptown smelling good because I call that Uptown, and I call the less formal town, where Village is and the car wash. I call that downtown Linden
Oh, okay.
because we're like everybody who's there. We're like gangsters in the hood. I call it downtown. That's where everybody hangs out. It's
Lord.
downtown Linden.
That's pretty
I
fun.
live on the outskirts of downtown.
At
What's
the
that
car
name?
wash.
At the car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me why that's where everybody hangs out. It's a car wash.
I have
But
no
you go to
idea.
all these other towns, in Parsons, the kids hang out in the bank, at the bank parking lot.
They do.
Oh, okay.
And then in Hornwall, they hang out at O'Reilly's. So I guess,
Lexington was always Walmart parking lot.
yeah.
that one makes sense.
That's
It's a big old
cool.
parking lot.
Heck, if I lived in Lexington, I'd probably just live in Walmart.
I think so.
Probably.
I've been to Hornwall Walmart too many times this week. I think I've been in total about 5 times
Oh, really?
this week. No, this one day I was waiting on his sister because I was Ubering her around getting paid for it on Tuesday, and I dropped her off at Haley Hudson's house, and I had to take her back to the ball game, so I had to wait in Hornwall for like 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
So I went to Walmart. I took care of my business. I was buying some stuff. And then afterwards, I went to Tractor Supply, and I was like, there's just nothing to do in Tractor Supply. So I was like, I done killed an hour of my time in Walmart. I'm going to go back and kill the rest of the time. So I'm walking around. I'm just browsing. And these 2 boys are walking back and forth. And I keep running into them. And then they finally stop and say, hey, we keep running into each other. And they were like, we're trying to have fun. And I said, me too. And they were like, but we just don't know what to do in Walmart. I said, you're looking at the king of messing around in Walmart. So I showed them how to mess with the Bluetooth speakers, and they just play really loud or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit the buttons because there's 2 buttons you can hit. You can play both of them at the same time. It's really loud. And they took off running. And I'm just standing there, and the Walmart guy's next to me. And I look at him, I go, them crazy kids nowadays, man. And then I met back up with them, and I bought them a pack of hot dogs. And I showed them a little magic trick. You walk up, slip a hot dog in somebody's pocket. And I took 2 out, and I give them the rest of the hot dogs. I went and paid for them. We walked outside, and I told them what we were going to do. I said, just watch me, and y'all can do it after.
So now the people at home will be watching this saying, that's where that freaking hot dog come from.
Yeah. So I walked up to this boy I knew that was working. His name was His name's Caden. I know he's from Hornwall. I knew who he was. So I walked up and I slipped one in his pocket, and we were just having a conversation. Like I walked up, put it in his pocket as we were talking, and so he just didn't really think anything about it. When I started walking off, he goes, "What did you put in my pocket?" Just walked off, started laughing, and then I put a hot dog in this guy's random guy's back pocket, and so I was already out of my two. I was just gonna show him what to do, and then so they were like, "Oh, it's our turn now." And they was walking up to put it in somebody's back pocket, and I just left. I left Walmart.
How old are these kids?
They were probably 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
Like, they weren't too much.
They weren't
younger.
like 7 and 8 or nothing.
No. They
okay.
were like, they weren't too far off my age. They actually subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Which is totally free, and anybody
Yeah.
watching that just hasn't hit that little red button.
Oh, I think I did see those boys have got their own YouTube channel now. It's called Wiener Patrol. And then just go around.
So
town
I don't know
sticking
how
hot
it
dogs
went.
to people's
I don't know how it went because, Walmart, there's usually a cop there at all times. The cop car was sitting out there. So my thinking is, what if they slipped it in a cop's back pocket, got sent to jail? Imagine sitting in jail and they're like, what are you in for?
Wiener Patrol.
Wiener Patrol. Serving some hard time.
Serving hard time for that. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but I have too much fun in Walmart.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Oh god, this doesn't get you ticket.
Do you edit any of this, or does it just go out like it
It
is?
just goes straight out.
It just depends on how it goes.
All right,
I actually
what
know
else
how
you
to.
got for me?
Let me turn that page. All right, I got one pretty good. I said congrats on the wedding earlier. What is your advice to couples that are inching towards marriage?
Woo. Just do it, man.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's a leap of
do
faith, ain't it? Well, in
it is.
some cases.
Look, don't be asking me nothing on there that's gonna get me in trouble when I get home. When is this gonna air?
In December.
You got time. You got time.
I'm saying, baby, I don't know whatever happened to that video. They said they was gonna play it. Oh no, man, you just gotta go for it.
So, how is the married life going?
I just told you, don't ask me nothing gonna get me in trouble. No, it's going good.
I
If
see
anybody gets me in trouble here, it'd be myself. No, it's going good.
you're singing TikToks now. You
Yeah.
usually have a viewer. A viewer, maybe even a duet. If you need to tell her to sing on there with you, man.
Oh yeah, I can only get her. I catch her singing every now and then. I
You
may
just need
have
a
to,
video her next time.
That's what I need to do. I need to get her on TikTok.
You
accidentally.
definitely need a video her before this comes out, or she's gonna be looking for you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, she's gonna be looking.
should be waiting for it then. She can sing it all then.
Darn.
But she can sing. Daisy can sing too. We were going to sing the national anthem at the ball game the other night, but there was another girl who was going to sing with us and she was sick, so
Mm.
we're gonna wait too.
You want to sing at the next home game?
I think so. The Loboville game. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You're
yeah.
talking about middle school.
Middle
Yeah,
school.
middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's pretty good, man. That's one thing that I wanted to do my whole life is sing the national anthem at a ball game, and I got the opportunity to do that last year at Loboville, and I was nervous because that's like the one song that you don't want to mess up, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I remember I was pretty nervous that night, but then I got to sing it again the other night and for homecoming, and man, I was terrified. People think that I'm joking saying that because, as loud and goofy and all that as I am, I don't usually get nervous in front of crowds. But
Yeah, but
something about singing the national anthem, and I just watched a TikTok that week of a guy that blew it real bad. It was horrible, and he just kept going. He just kept saying, "And the Rockets were there, and the flag was still there, and the Rockets were there," and it was like, oh my gosh, I was afraid I would do that. And where do you stop?
Once you mess up, it's you keep messing up too.
Yeah, but
That's real.
but it was good. I made it through it. I just man, it's good. And every time that I've gotten to sing it, I've watched this video. It's a YouTube video. It's like 11 and a half minutes long, and it kind of tells the story of what went down that night, and about how he wrote the song and what all was going on during the battle, and the flag staying up, and man, it gets me teared up every time, and kind of sets the mood for being able to sing it, and it means a lot. It's more than just rattling something off,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
I remember one time you came down to Tom's Creek and you and Daisy sang a song.
Oh yeah,
And I
me and
think you
Daisy
on
and
the
Chase
piano?
on, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
we did "Goodness of God." I know the three of us did that one together. I think it was good.
Mm.
That's the first time that I knew that Daisy and Jason could both sing too, because I was a little nervous. I'm sorry, guys, if you're watching this, because like you don't know, sometimes people were like, "Oh yeah, I didn't sing. You just put me on stage, you know," and then it's like, "Your grandma lied to you, man. I'm sorry," but no, they really could sing. They did good, and so I'm excited about getting to sing with Daisy. We sung it the other night all the way to the ball game. We sung it like 4 different times in the car, and it was she did really good. So. Maybe by the time this comes out, we will have already sung it
I
again.
mean, y'all probably already started a band and y'all are living in Nashville.
Oh
making
yeah,
music.
I know.
Like a
We'll forget to even watch this.
the
We'll forget
perfect
about the little
duo. You know,
people
you'll
by
forget
then.
all about it.
Oh,
That'll be a
man.
month. That'll be a month from now.
Be stomping around on us, you know.
Yeah, 1 million followers on TikTok. Right
Yeah,
here.
1 million followers.
I mean, he's probably there right now. It's
I probably
been-
got him now since we've been here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Surprised your silencer's keeping up with that many beats, man. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, I actually seen Daisy earlier today.
Oh,
And,
did you?
yeah, she's still not over me and Trent.
Being mean to her.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't. We weren't
dude.
being mean.
Oh man.
We tricked her into losing a game of cards.
Oh, dude, she still talks about that. The way she tells it sounds like it's 20 years ago, but she's still been holding on to it all this time.
Yeah, she does have that like 20-year-old grudge about it because
yeah.
she mentioned the first thing she said when she seen me was, "I don't like you. You're mean."
Yeah, dude, I still hear it.
And I was like,
Every time I talk about you.
I said, that's forever ago.
Oh, Hoghead. We didn't talk about that.
What?
About how you got that name Hoghead.
Like, man, I don't know.
So it's
I'll
pretty
just
cool. I want to tell this. I'm going to tell this on you, can I?
go for it. man.
So we had met. Was that the first night we'd met, I guess? Or had I seen you one other time, maybe?
I think
but
it was the
at
second
church,
time we met. 'Cause
And
we ate
Trenton,
Mexican,
we
so.
call him number 2 because I'm Trent. I'm number 1. Trent Bates. Sorry, buddy, you're not here tonight. That's what happens when you're not here. You can't defend yourself. So, number 2. So, number 2 to come out. Sorry to call you Finley.
yes.
So, Finley, number 2, they introduced me to their buddy. And number 2 said, "This is Hoghead, and this is Trent." And so I just went on, called him a Hoghead for like a couple of weeks. And one night we were eating at Mexican. And I said, "So how did you get the name Hoghead?" He said, "Dude, that's not my name. He just called me that night when he introduced me. Like, it just come out of thin air." And so I've been calling you Hoghead ever since.
I mean, that's how we do
pretty
each
good.
other, though. Me and Andrew was eating, and we went to Zaxby's with Trenton's Nana and Trenton and one of our other buddies, Mackenzie. And we went to Zaxby's, and while we were in line, you know, I like to talk with people. I like talking with strangers. That's one thing I like to do is I just like to just talk to strangers anytime, you know, how you doing today, or just, you know, stir up some stuff.
Right.
And nothing like bad stuff, just like stir up a little joke.
Nothing like putting hot dogs in their pockets or nothing.
No.
No, nothing like that.
Waiter Patrol! Oh, man.
Yeah, but Andrew's sitting there
Hey,
behind
look,
me.
you can do your truck, put your truck at the Christmas parade, put Winter Patrol on it.
And throw hot dogs at people. That's a great idea.
Yeah, throw hot dogs instead of candy.
Oh gosh! I tell you what, instead of being in the parade, just walk up behind everybody in the parade, just in a
Yeah,
line,
sticking hot dogs in their basket.
and then make a cross the road and loop back down and get everybody.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But
So look, folks, if y'all leave the either one of the Perry County parades and you got a hot dog in your basket when you get home,
You know what?
it was definitely Tristan the priest.
Winter Patrol
Yeah,
here.
it was this guy.
Oh man.
He's been awfully quiet. I feel like he's planning to throw hot dogs in our
He's
podcast.
thinking about it right now. But
Yeah, mastermind.
yeah, we were in Zaxby's, and me and Andrew were talking. I forget what I said, but I called him like
George.
I
called
called
me
him
George.
I called him George or something. I was like, "Yeah, oh George here." I said he's about to order everything, and they call your name out at Zaxby's. They ask you for your name, so I give him a fake name for me too. And then I already said his name was George. This lady, because I was talking with her the whole time while Trenton was ordering, while I was ordering, and then Andrew was behind me. So whenever she got her order done, she said, "George." And Andrew's looking around, and I'm like, "That's your order, buddy."
I was like, oh.
That's pretty good.
What was your name? I think I said like Chuck or something. I don't know.
That's
My
Chuck
go-to
and I'm
is
George.
Chuck Finley. You ever watch Burn Notice?
No.
It's a good show, but I go for Chuck Finley because that's what my dad used to do at Arby's, and it cracked me up. Because, you know, I was like a little kid because we lived in Loville, so we always went to the interstate if we were going to get something.
Yeah.
And we'd go into Arby's most of the time, and he'd say, "Yeah, Chuck Finley." And they'd go, "Chuck Finley, your order's ready?" And I was like, "He got him."
Good.
But now I like getting out and telling people my name. I like telling them what I do and stuff. I went to Taco Bell with Andrew last weekend whenever we recorded with Adam. And went to Taco Bell, and we were getting some Baja Blasts, and I was like, yeah, I just need to get something on my throat. My throat's a little dry from that podcast. Just need to get something a little wet. And she goes,
icebreaker there.
she said, podcast? And I said,
Yeah.
you ain't heard?
Lady,
That's my favorite line.
You're in the presence of a superstar.
She went and subscribed.
How about that?
I
She
know.
did on the spot.
How many subscribers you sitting at now?
Oh, we are at 147 as this is being recorded.
Nice.
We set a goal of 150 by the end of the year. And, like, our big goal is Kevin Tennant's YouTube channel has 217 subscribers. And we just need not that much more to beat him. And
We're gonna get that.
We're gonna get that.
We'll get there.
Gonna wear
Kevin,
him out.
we're about to blow Kevin Tennant out of the water. We got Cardboard Kev. What else do you need?
Exactly.
Okay. CBK.
CPK.
Forget KFC. I mean CBK.
You know, obviously, we're all like kids inside and heart, you know, especially I'd say us four for sure. And Trent, you know, number two. My
Number
bad.
two.
Number 2. That guy.
So, how is that raising children? You know, like, what's like your toughest moments and maybe most cherished moments as being a father?
Oh man.
Raising a little Finley out of the ground.
Well, each time that they've said "dada" or something, that's a pretty intense moment. I've got a video. I just happened to catch on video of Kanan, which is my middle son. He's 13 now, but there was one night I was on the couch, and I would always get him to say "I love you," you know. And so I'd go I love, or "wove." He would say "I love you." Well, one night I was just on the couch, and he just come over to me, and he tapped on me, and I said, "What is it, buddy?" And he said, "I love you." And oh man, that just melted me, dude. And I got my phone out. I said, "All right, do that one more time." And he's just giggling, and he said it. So I cherish having that video of that saved to like computer, hard drive, Google Photos, all that's all backed up. And you know, it's just, man, I think the toughest thing for me and Brittany actually talked about this today because, man, they're getting so big. You know, my oldest, he's 22, and I've got a granddaughter, and she is just wild and out, man. Just
Wonder where she gets
like
it.
a little me. Yeah, I don't know.
How old is she?
Yeah, she's fixing to be 4.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
she is a little.
Yeah, and she's a little doll too, man. She looks just like me when I was little. I was real cute. I was cute back then. I had almost white hair.
Back then, what are you talking about?
Yeah, when I was little.
Right
Yeah.
now, shoot. Look at the beard, man.
How
do you
cute
do
I
it?
am? Yeah,
How do you
no,
do
now
that?
it's white down here. That's what it is.
How do you do that? I can't grow no
Hey,
beard.
one day you might be able to play like a Santa mall, like a mall Santa, you know?
Yeah, I know. I told her today I wish it would just all turn white. But back to the raising kids, man. It's just it's just tough, man. They grow up so fast, you know, and I feel guilty a lot for working so much, you know. I work a lot and then just don't do a lot with the kids and stuff that you think, oh, we'll do this next year and do this next year. Now you turn around and they're
That year's
11,
gone.
13, and 22, and, you know, it's gone. And you don't really know if you're making an impact or not, you know. I don't know that they're going to be sitting here on a podcast 20 years from now talking about their dad like I did mine earlier, but, you know, you never know what you're going to leave. And we've been talking a lot lately about leaving a legacy, you know, and that really sticks in my mind a lot. I want to leave them something good that they can hold on to and learn stuff and be proud of. That's the main thing.
I'll say, you know, I haven't known you a full year yet, but from what I've seen, I mean, just a little I have been around to see. I'd say you're leaving a pretty good legacy around, man. You got that Trent Roberts stamp of approval that's just going to soak in that paper. And no matter how many times you try to mark over, it just won't go away.
That's good, man. I appreciate
One
that.
of a kind.
I mean, you
Okay.
took me to top notch. I mean, top golf. Here, I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah,
top
dude.
golf.
We had a big time, didn't we?
Yeah, your
Yeah.
bachelor,
Yeah.
little get-together, swindle, or whatever you want to
Bachelor
call
party.
it.
It was a lot of
Bachelor
fun.
party.
Crazy. That Top Golf place, insane.
I've never been before, never
Me
swung a
neither.
golf club before until
Yeah.
that day. And let me tell you, bro, I was laying in bed the next day, and I thought I pulled my back. I did not
Yeah.
want to move. It hurt so
Yeah,
bad.
wear you out, man.
I
You
called
wouldn't think
Andrew
it.
and said, is that my back supposed to be hurting like this?
I think I pulled something.
I really did.
And I
That was
was
good.
I had a lot of, whenever Parker come over there and played with us. We were playing Angry Birds.
Yeah. Oh, he loves Angry Birds.
And he was telling us all about how he loved playing Angry Birds. And since we were on the very end, ours was a little messed up. So it wouldn't pick up the ball unless you hit it really far to the left.
Oh, yeah.
And every time Parker would swing, he'd hit the auto thing. So Parker was just destroying us.
Oh, yeah.
And he's having the time of his
Got it
life.
figured out,
He's
didn't
like,
he?
y'all suck. And we were like, what can I say?
Yeah. What can I do here?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, man, but Parker
But the
and
food
Kenny-
was good there.
Yeah, it was.
those pretzel
Golly.
bites and that cheese and the dip.
Yeah, that's the best cheese dip I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's so thick and good. I like a good, thick cheese dip. Nothing too runny. Which, I mean, I love our Mexican's cheese dip, too.
Oh, yeah.
I could eat it by the gallon.
Especially that Maria special dip. It's got this, what is it? The sausage. What's it called? Chorizo. Yeah. It's got that in jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Yeah, it's good. All right, we're going to talk about something else.
Speaking of jalapenos, last night, me and Andrew, Taco Bell again, classic me and Andrew story. Some fast food restaurant, and we're going through the drive-thru, and I'm trying to order me and him 2 chicken quesadillas with no jalapeno sauce. And I go, "Can I get 2 chicken jalapenos with no quesadilla sauce?" And I had that girl cracked up. She couldn't even help herself. She's like, "I'm sorry, can you give me a second?" Just laughing. And I finally ended up ordering it. When I pulled up, she's like, "I'm so sorry." Still laughing. I was like, "I don't care."
You big guy.
2 chicken jalapenos, no
Chicken
quesadilla
jalapenos.
sauce.
Yeah, you need to try that next time you go to Taco Bell. Chicken jalapenos, no
I do love Taco
quesadilla.
Bell.
I do
It's
too.
pretty good.
It
I
has
mean,
grown on me. It's
and
so
it's
cheap.
cheap.
And
It's
Taco
cheap.
Bell don't love me.
Taco Bell don't love me, but I love
I
Taco
think it
Bell.
loves anybody.
No.
We keep going back.
That Baja Blast.
Ooh, them Baja
Oh,
Blasts
that
are good.
It's really good.
Well, I'm proud of you in your line of questioning that you've got. That's been pretty good. Is that
Yeah.
all you got, or you got some more?
I've always got more.
Oh, what else you got?
What's one of the craziest jobs you've ever done on Top Notch? Maybe not what it was in a whole, but something that happened that just made it crazy.
Something that happened that made it
Maybe
crazy.
something unfortunate that occurred, or maybe something really lucky happened.
Oh, he's had plenty of unfortunate jobs.
Oh, man, I get into some messes. That's definitely the thing. Golly.
Yeah.
My dad told me early on, he said, son, you got to know when to tell people no. And I'm like, why would I do that? And he's like, you don't want to get into that mess? And I said, well, if I don't do it, somebody else going to have to do it. So I just,
Yeah, might as well be you.
yeah, might as well be me. And Lord have mercy, I've got into some of just,
Except for nowadays, it's just the throw off to the TNF side of things.
yeah, that's right now. I throw over here to the June Squad, whatever I don't want to do.
We're the last resort.
No, I try to throw you some good stuff now too. I've got so much going on, I can't get to all of it. And
Right. And there's a real big need just in this county.
yeah, there is. And I enjoy what I do. I think that's the thing that helps me the most. I really enjoy what I do. I love learning new things, and it's such a broad spectrum of stuff. I get into everything, Like the other day, you saw a video I did about the brick. That's one thing that I always tell people. I do everything except HVAC, and I don't do anything with brick. Well, and I can't say that because I did a bunch of brick repair. I mean, I'm not ready to go brick a house or anything, but we cut out a bunch of lights that were in some columns and all, and replaced it. And that was a lot of fun. That's like another feather in my hat now. It's something I know how to do. So even I've been doing this for almost 15 years now, and still learning stuff. So. I like that.
I'll tell you what my saying is. And I've said this for a few years now, and I'm just one YouTube video away from being a professional at whatever it is.
Yeah, that does help a lot because, even I'm just not afraid to tackle anything.
Me neither.
And I guess this is a good time to tell this because maybe this will encourage somebody on doing something. But I had somebody in my life back several years ago that well, I just tell this. It was my first dad-in-law that I had, and I've told Brittany all about this. She knows this man really meant a lot to me in my life. But I was young, man, like 22, I guess, and I'd been around construction a lot, but not really a lot of mechanical type stuff. And so he had a shop and was into painting cars and doing mechanic stuff, and and welding things and all this. Well, he'd bought this trailer. Seemed like it was a little office trailer that had been destroyed, and so we gutted it down to the frame. Was going to build a car hauler out of this thing, and I'd never even seen anybody weld anything. And so I'm watching him through this hood, and he's welding this bracket on. And I watched him weld a couple of them, and then he handed me the welder. He's like, "All right, here you go." And I said, "Here you go, what?" And he said, "Well, man, I can't weld all these, and let you weld them." And I was freaking out. I'm sure you could see the fear in my eyes. I was like, I don't know how to weld. I'm going to mess it up. And I'm thinking, we're going to be hauling cars on this. It's going to fall apart going down the highway, And he just kind of laughed. He said, "Son, just look around." He said, "We've got a torch and grinder and got the welder." He said, "You ain't going to mess anything up so bad that we can't fix it." And it was like it just took that whole load of that pressure off, that fear of like, what if I mess it up? And he was just kind of like, well, what if you do? Then we'll just fix it. And I don't know. That's something, I guess you've heard me out of the same thing, stuff that I'll let you do over the summer of like, look, just, you ain't going to mess it up so bad we can't fix it. So, and that's not my instinct every time, but sometimes I try to just take a breath and just go, okay, it's okay. Because that's the only way you're going to learn. You're not going to learn from just watching me do something all the time, And that was a pivotal, not pitiful. That was a pivotal moment for me in my life of just like, man, it's all right. Just, and I care about what I do. And I think that makes a lot of difference too. I do a lot of remodel work, so I tear out a lot of stuff that somebody else has done in the past. And there's sometimes that you tear out stuff and you go, maybe like a shower that's been leaking for the last 10 years, and you tear it out, and sometimes you go, well, this is what they did 30 years ago. That was the top of the line technology back then, and then so it's not necessarily that they just did a crap job. I mean, just how everybody did everything,
Yeah.
And we just got new ways of doing stuff now.
Yeah, my brother's house is insulated by newspaper.
Oh yeah,
That's how old it is.
yeah. So stuff, we don't do that today. So, but then sometimes I can tear out stuff and go, man, somebody needs their butt whooped because like they knew better than to do this,
Yeah.
And just making a mess. And I hate to see that. I hate to see that for a homeowner. You go in and they want to do something cosmetic, making their bathroom look prettier or doing something, and then you tear into like structural damage, rotted floor joists and just, they've got a mess. You got to go outside and start pulling siding off and windows out and, start replacing a lot of wood. That they didn't want to get into all that. And I hate it. I hate to see people get into that, but that's just the nature of just the way stuff goes sometimes, and sometimes it's because somebody didn't do something right. Sometimes it's just a series of unfortunate events. Yeah. So, but I see a lot of stuff. I don't know what my biggest thing would be. I did a house several years ago, and all we were doing on this one is putting some tile down on this particular part. I did a lot of work on this house, but on this one particular part, they had a door in their living room that went out onto their deck. And it looked like 3 glass doors, but like just the middle one opened up, but it was like a 9-foot unit that went in. Oh. And all I was doing on this is that whole 9 foot, we were cutting the hardwood out and putting tile in. So it'd be tile that you'd walk on when you come in off the deck. And I think they had an above ground pool or something outside. But I remember this deck. I still remember these measurements. This deck was 14 foot out from the house, and it was 33 foot long, and it went around a tree. I wasn't supposed to do anything with the deck. We were just inside doing this tile work, right? And I had my flat bar, and I was there by the wall, and I was trying to prise this last piece of hardwood up, and my flat bar went outside, plumb through the wall. I mean, outside onto the deck, and I was like, "Oh, that can't be good." And turns out some of the trim was missing. So listen, if you got trim missing around your house, that needs to be there, okay? But it was like the brick mold on the outside of that door unit had come off like so far up, had like rotted off or pieces missing. Yeah. And so rain had been getting in there where leaves were stacked up against the house. We ended up having to pull that whole deck off of that house. And the outside band of that house, that rim joist that the wall's sitting on, had turned to worm dirt. Like when you go and buy red worms, that dirt in there was red worms all in that beam. It is just gone. And the lady's like, so we'd have just been sitting here watching TV one night and that whole thing would have come down. It's like, I mean, it'd have been a lot longer for that. But it was bad. It was real bad. That's probably one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. And again, I wasn't there to work on a deck. We were just trying to put some tile in and got into all that. So I've seen some crazy things.
That's definitely unfortunate.
You just walk in on jobs you don't even know about.
Well, like the one, did y'all see the video I just posted on the TikTok? I shared it on Facebook.
The one underneath the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to say where that's at. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus. It ain't nothing on them. But it was just funny because we were in this basement, and to get under this utility room, I had to climb up to go through a hole. But then on the other side of that block wall, it dropped straight down like 10 feet. And there was 2 2x6s stacked up that you could scurry across to get on this mound of dirt to go over where I had to cut all this plumbing out. And it was funny when I first saw it. Like the night I went and looked at it, I was like, oh, yeah, I just go across there. Well, actually, I didn't shine my light down in there. I just thought it was like, a couple of feet. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know till I was about to climb out there on it that it was like a 8 or 10 foot drop. And I was like, man,
underneath their house?
What have I gotten into? Yeah, it's just a weird deal. But anyway.
You were cave spelunking.
Yeah, I made a video and I said, I don't know what kind of Indiana Jones Temple of Doom stuff I've got myself into, but this is why when somebody calls you and says, hey, all I need you to do is go under there and fix this pipe or cut this out and move it. Man, you got to go look at stuff because you'll end up with a cave underneath the house. You got to crawl through and slay a dragon or something just to get over the pipe. It's crazy. I've had to dig out before. I've had to take a shovel and dig out from under joists where I can squeeze under there to get on back through a house. But this is the first time I've had to crawl over the top of a crevasse to get to another part. It was definitely interesting.
Man's over here playing real life Hunger Games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You need to get you a little fedora now.
Yeah, and a whip.
Yeah.
And a satchel.
And a nice brown leather jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Maybe they start carrying those Sparky Ringos.
You see where they're...
Be a trendsetter.
See where they're making the last Indiana Jones movie?
I did see something about that, yeah.
Harrison
I'm a big movie
Ford's
buff,
old.
man. I love movies now.
I love Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford's getting old, man.
Yeah.
They said they're supposed to de-age him for a scene or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty cool what all they can do now.
I know they had Mark Hamill looking like a young little baby in Mandalorian.
Just a wee little lad.
Just a wee little lad. But
What else you got?
I'll tell you what, this might be this right here could just be one of my deepest questions.
Uh-oh.
But
You've been pretty deep so far, man. You had me on my toes a little bit. I didn't know you was gonna be so serious.
The one
I thought
I've
it was
got.
just gonna cut up and just have fun, but
The one I got after this is my last question, and it's a good one.
okay.
But I'm going to start off with this one. What's one thing you would go back and change in your life, if anything?
I would have definitely applied myself in school instead of just skimming by or,
Do you think you would be where you are now if you had applied yourself in school?
I'm not real sure. I mean, that if I changed anything in my life, it would change everything else. But I mean, for the better. Because I hated school so bad, and all of you bullies out there that tormented me at school, man, I'd have changed that. Y'all have got to beat that. No, I don't know. That's another thing. It's just, all of that stuff that I went through has made me who I am now.
Yeah.
And gives me gives me a lot more compassion on people. And in fact, some of those guys that bullied me back in school, we've become good friends now, and that's been pretty cool, to see how, man, life just has a way of changing things, and I don't know. I don't do real good with hypothetical stuff, but
Okay.
I guess that's probably the safest thing to say is that I would have applied myself more in school.
All right. Well, then this kind of leads right into what would be your biggest piece of advice for people maybe our age, maybe even younger, or maybe even not that young from you, or just somebody who's,
Maybe even older.
Yeah, maybe. Like, what's your biggest piece of advice to give to people going into the future?
I mean, a big thing is that, well, like I told you, that one thing that was so pivotal for me of saying, you know, when I was going to do that welding, and when he told me, hey, you know, you're not going to mess it up so bad we can't fix it, you know. Well, that has just radiated out through my life since then, you know, things that I've gotten into. Like, I mean, I get into big stuff now, and I mean, I've had people call me and say, you know, I've called 2 or 3 different guys, and they didn't want to touch it. I'm like, well, I mean, if I walk out of here, you're going to call somebody else that's going to come do it, you know. So, I mean, and it's not, and I don't mean that in a cocky way whatsoever. I know I sound cocky a lot of times, but I think I do that as an over to try to help myself believe I can do it, you know. But just not being, oh man, just don't be afraid to just do it, you know. Or even if you are afraid, just do it scared. I think I've seen a shirt or something that said that, you know, if you're afraid, just do it scared, you know. And
one way to find out.
Yeah.
You got to get in there and do it.
And I think that's been one big thing for me in business especially is going, you know, if I don't do it, somebody else is going to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, now I'm not doing now listen, if you're a brain surgeon or something, you don't need to be that cocky on what you're doing. But it's different with the line of work that I'm in, you know,
you're a house surgeon.
I'm working on a house, you know, that's a little different than mending bodies back together and stuff. But just don't be afraid to just tackle something. I tell you that all the time. You've called me up, sent you on jobs, and he's calling like, oh man, I got into this, they want to do this and that. What I need to do? I'm like, just do it. What else are you gonna do? You know, I mean, just look. If you hire this guy to come out, or these guys, whatever, to come do some work for you, look, just let them do it, man. They're eager to learn, and I admire that. I really do. You guys are just have that will to want to do it. That's even hard to find these days. It's even, you know.
And like a big part of, like, I feel like, especially when it comes to like my work, I got told when I first got into working, somebody told me, they said, always put as much effort as you can into doing something, no matter what it is that you're doing, whether it be work, school, just a hobby. If you apply yourself, you know, like you were talking about, just like apply yourself as much as you can to the best job you can do in your capability, then, you know, it'll work out, you know.
Right.
And so that's how I've always done it. And no matter if I know what I'm doing or if I'm not knowing, if I don't know what I'm doing and I'm screwing something up, I'll go watch a YouTube video and try to learn more.
Yeah, there's really no excuse now to not know how to do something. Yeah. And
I feel like a lot of people don't take pride in their work anymore either. That's pretty big with me. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right because I'm going to take some pride in it and I want it to look good.
Right. I hate to see something I did, no, it didn't turn out good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like I'll sit there and I'll think about it all day. Like, it'll bother me.
I want to be like, hey, I did that. Not, hey, hey, I did that. Like, I wouldn't even be mentioning it.
Yeah, I would definitely say the biggest thing is going to be hold on to God first, no matter what you're going through. Because that's just like what my dad's always instilled in me. Because, man, everything comes back down to that. I wouldn't be here. Whatever stuff that I could change or whatever, man, none of that would matter if it wasn't for God and what He's done in my life. Man, He's kept me from things that I don't know. He's brought me through things that I didn't mean to get into. He's brought me through things that I've just made a total mess in my life, you know. And it's pretty awesome. So that's more important than work or anything else. So make sure you do that first, and then the rest of it will come.
You get to be a Christian man and do cool things at the same time.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool to be a top-notch guy.
The top-notch and the top-notchest of all podcasts. So, man, I thank you for coming out. And
thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, man.
I really appreciate it.
Had a lot of fun.
You know,
I'm always good to just talk about something.
Shoot, yeah.
So anytime, y'all just holler at me if you want to do it again.
I'm down, man.
Thank y'all.
Bingo.
Bango.
All right. So that's a solid episode.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty solid. And, I will say I learned a lot about Trent Roberts today.
Oh, yeah.
Good fella. I really do like Trent.
You know, I feel like he's an example of what a good man would look like today, and we just don't have that anymore.
I know. We got people like Tristan the Priest around.
Oh, gosh.
But on that note, everybody watching, don't forget to enter our Christmas giveaway and cop some of our founder merch as the Christmas season goes on. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We invite you to come back and watch our next episode. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button, as it's free, and it would mean the absolute world to us.
Yeah.
And you can undo it anytime. So, thank you again for watching and talking with us, because it's just our nature.